Hello guys, hope you are all doing well. So yes, comes to this today topic. So I'm planning to cover Azure security groups and what are all the benefits we will be getting through security groups, and by using security groups how we can administrate Azure AD administrators. Okay, so before we going into the video, so in the last session we had discussed about the Azure hidden things. So hope it is helped for you guys. So today's video we will going to look at Azure security groups. Okay, so Azure security groups is nothing but it's a group. So by using that group we can provide access. So instead of providing the access to any resources or any of the service or any of the platform, you can create a security group and there you can add the people, and through that group you can provide access. So we will discuss more things about those things. So let's log into this portal.azure.com. So let's load it up. Okay, so in this security group, see, this security group can be created in Azure portal as well as in Office 365 portal. But in Azure portal, you will be able to create only security group and another one group that is called Microsoft 365 group. But when it comes to Office 365 portal, you can able to group various type of groups. There is security group, mail enabled security group, DL, distribution list group. So that is also can be created, and here also you can in Azure AD portal you can able to create a security group, and in the security group also you can create a static security group and dynamic security group. Okay, so we are just going to just change only one property to make the particular group to dynamic group. Okay, so I'm logging in. I don't know why it is very slow. Let's wait for this to come up. Yeah, so this is my tenant, my Azure Active Directory tenant. So let me go to the groups. So you can see here I have already have some groups. Let it load. Meanwhile, I will duplicate this tab for easy navigation. I have not done it. I don't know why it is not. Sometimes the portal itself not taking a lot of time to load up. Maybe it's not issue with the internet, but it is issue with the portal which is hosted on the data center also. So even that kind of kind of outage also there you can able to see in this service health page in the Office 365 portal. So in this, so you can see here we are. Let me connect to 5G mode. Okay, I have connected. Now you can see here these are all the groups which is already created in my Azure Active Directory tenant. So these are all the group I have created earlier. So this is a page you will be seeing all about the security groups, Azure security groups, right? So you can see here the type. If it is a Microsoft 365 group, then it is showing Microsoft 365 group. If it is a security group, then it will be showing a security group. I don't have any security group created directly, so that's the reason these groups is Microsoft 365 group. So there is a difference between Microsoft 365 group and a security group. So security group, it just create the group. There you can group the people and you can assign the group to any of the service to provide access. But Microsoft 365 group, which will be having email address. So when you are creating a Microsoft 365 group, it will be having an email address. Whosoever part of this group will be receiving an email if you send the email to this particular email address. Okay, this is the basic difference between that, and you will be getting one Teams along with this group. That is what Microsoft 365 will do. In the Teams side, you can able to upload the portal. Those kind of files will be stored on the SharePoint site. So that SharePoint site is dedicatedly for Microsoft 365. This particular Microsoft 365 group. Okay, so I think I don't want to confuse right now, because if you see in the portal, then only you will able to identify what is the difference between Microsoft 365 portal and security group. Microsoft 365 group and Office security group or Azure security group. So right now I'm going to create a security group. So here you can find this option, various options is available. Okay, so I'm just going to create a very simple security group. Okay, so to create the security group, you need a very least permission is a user administrator. You should be having the user administrator to create the security group. If you are having a global administrator role, as you know, it is a high level role, we can able to do everything. So here you can see, if I click the new group, I am getting this group type. So as I said, in the Azure portal, you can able to create only two type of groups. One is Azure security group, and another one is Microsoft 365 group. Okay, and the group name, it is mandatory. You have to give. Let's say I am giving Azure user for MFA. Okay, so this group, why I am creating is, so once I created this group, I can able to add the people in this group, and I can use this group in the conditional access policy. So there I can map this group. So whosoever part of this group, that policy, the conditional access policy apply to those people via this group. So this is how you have to create a security group. So if it is a security group, you have to select a security group. So it will not be having any email address. It's just a security group. Okay, and the group name, you have to provide the unique name and description if you wanted to give. Okay, conditional access policy for MFA. Okay, so here you will be finding this option, Azure AD role can be assigned to this group. So this option you will be seeing only if you are logging in as a global administrator. If you having only user administrator role, and if you are creating the same kind of security group, you will not be able to see this option. It will be graded out. So that is also we will be seeing. So this membership types, as I said, we have two type of security group. One is static, that is called assign, and a dynamic group. So dynamic, you can add a dynamic user or otherwise dynamic device. So this security group can be used to group the users, as well as you can group devices also. Whatever the devices is enrolled in Azure portal, that can be added here. Here let's just first create this group. I'm just creating, I'm not assigning any owner or group membership right now. So I have created the groups. It will take a couple of minutes to reflect. So it's got reflected here, Azure user for MFA. So you can see here, this is a security group, it's not a Microsoft 365 group, and the membership type is assigned. So if I go here, you can add the people directly from here. Okay, this is one of the way, or otherwise you can directly go to the people account, there you can go ahead and add the user. That is also another option. So see the once I click the add members, you can see the device is also listing here. Okay, see the device, this is a device that is also listing here, the accounts name is also listing here, and this one, what is that called, the application registration, what we have done, that is also showing here. Okay, so that is also can be added to this security group. For example, I have created one group, one application that is called AD, yeah, API for scanner. So this is I created, this is a application registration, but this is also I can able to add to the security group. So this is just to add the object into the group, so that group can be issued to assign the permission. Okay, so here You can see here the direct members. So whatever the group members we are adding directly, that will be showing here. All members is something if you nested any groups, because you can able to nest the groups also. Let's see. There are some groups. Let's see test. See, you can see here, you can able to nest the security group also, but since we don't have the security group, only one security group, it's not showing here, that you can able to nest the security group as well. So that is if you nested any security group, those members will be showing here as all members. If any user indirectly added to this group, that will be showing in all members, okay, inclusive of this direct members. Okay, so let me add here one test account. Okay, and test2 also I added. This is done. So now we have added it, and meanwhile instead of you doing for this one by one, you have the bulk operation also. So you have to first import the members. So once you click that, it will generate, it will give you the Excel file, the CSV file. So there you have to upload the relevant information. So it will ask you to upload the object ID of the users you wanted to add to this group. So once you fill that information, again you have to upload it here. Once you upload it, it will take a maximum 5 minutes based on the file size. It will take time accordingly. Then all the users will start reflecting here. So you can see here all the members also it is showing, direct members also showing the same. Okay, so the owners, if you wanted to give any owner rule for this particular security group, that is also can be done. So I am assigning this user as owner for this group. So this user can able to add users and remove users from this group. Okay, so the roles administrator, if you wanted to assign any Azure AD role, that can be added to this group. Once you add it to this group, then let's say if in this group, if you are giving a permission as a user administrator for this particular group, so whenever you are adding the member to this particular group, that user automatically will be having user administrator role on the Azure AD. Okay, so the group membership, if that's what I told. So if this group is part of any of the group, that is also will be reflecting here, basically the nesting. Okay, see, you can see here these are all Microsoft 365 groups, so we cannot able to add it. So it is showing only one group, that is a security group. We have only one security group, that's the reason it's showing only one, but this group is the same group what we are talking about. Okay, and the application, through this security group also you can provide application permission, but this is not the place to provide access to the application. There is an option available in the application page itself. There you have to add this security group, then also a part of this security group they will be getting access to that particular application. And license, so the license also can be managed through this security group. So the security group is the best way to manage your organization, very organized way. Okay, so let's say if it's HR department, you can define, you can create one HR security group, and there you can define what are the things they need. Let's say from the license perspective, group perspective, application perspective, everything can be assigned to the particular HR group, HR security group. So if any new member comes in, you have to just add that particular person to the HR group. Then by default he will be getting all the access what other people in the HR department having. Okay, and Azure role, so Azure role is on Azure subscription level. So if you wanted to give any resource permission, that can be done on this security group, but that is we have to do it on the subscription level. This is not the place. So the same way what I told in the application, there's a separate pages for Azure role assignments in the Azure portal. So there we have to assign the permission. Once you assign the if you assign any permission to the security group, that will automatically reflect here. And access review also you can able to do it, but this we need a premium P2 license. Audit log will be showing if you added any users, that is also if any administrator added to this user, whatever the activity you done on this group, that will be audit log will be stored here. So you can refer these things here. Okay, and bulk operation result you will be seeing here. So I told, right? So you can able to do the bulk operation. So once you uploaded the file, if let's say if you are uploading a very big file, it may take some time. So maybe that time you leave this page, so you are unable to monitor the status of the bulk operation. So here you can click and check what it will do, what is the status of the bulk operation here. Okay, so as of now I don't have any bulk operation for this particular security group, so that's reason it's not showing anything. So this is what all about security groups. So you might have now have an idea how to use the security group, and what is the use of the security group, and how you can use effectively the security group in your environment. Okay, so always suggest people to provide access and manage access everything through the security group, so that will make the people administrator people work very easy. Okay, so now we have done this. So I told you one of the use case, right? So when I was creating the global administrator, since I logged in as a global administrator, when I was creating this group, I had that option to map the Azure AD role. Okay, uh, because of that reason, if I added any role, that will be showing here. Because of I haven't added anything, it is not showing here, not showing anything here. Let me log in as another user, and I will show you the difference. So if you wanted to manage your Azure AD role via security group at the very first time, or whenever you are adding user to the group, that can be done by the global administrator only. Okay, so now you can see here I have logged in. Let's see this. Okay, user this. Give me a minute, guys. So now in the users, you'll be seeing an option. I forgot the username. So okay, so this is the username we created, right? So let me log in this user first. Okay, before I log into, I have to verify whether this user is having user administrator role or not. Then only he can able to create the um, Azure security group. Yeah, this user account is having user administrator role. So let's log in with this account. Okay, let me log into this. Let's see. Okay, it's not happening. Let me reset the password for this. I don't remember the password really, so I'm not good at remembering the things. So let me reset the password of that particular account, then we will log in there. Okay, ask us to reset the password. Okay, now we resetted the password. Let me show you the real-time scenario of this security group use case. So this is my global administrator account, and this account is a user administrator account. So let's say I got information from my IT department head. Every Azure AD roles has to be given through groups only. So if you are having user administrator role, and if you are trying to create a security group, and you are planning to if you are planning to provide user administrator role to the particular security group, you cannot able to do it. You can see here that option is not available for us because of this user only having the user administrator role, right? So assigning the Azure AD role or creating Azure AD role assignable security group is not possible if you holding a user administrator role. So that's the reason always if you wanted to create such kind of security group, the security group have the capability to assign the Azure AD role, you have to create by using the global administrator account. So right now we have a global administrator account. Let me create a new security group. So here I will be giving a user admin role. Okay, AD user admin role. So you can see here Azure AD can be assigned to this group. So I have make this as yes. Okay, so once you make this as S, then this option will not be available because you cannot add the dynamic group option here. So that's the reason this so once you make this Azure AD group can be assigned to the Azure AD role, this membership option is only one option will be coming, that is agent. So dynamic option not available on this kind of use case, because if you are adding Azure AD role, you are providing the privileged role. Okay, so adding the dynamic groups is not a good practice, so that's the reason Azure itself it's not providing that option. So let's say in this group I wanted to add the role. So here we have the role option, right? So let me add the user administrator. Okay, let me give global reader role. Okay, because we already have the user administrator role. So let me give the global reader role. So I have mapped the global reader role for this. Okay, global reader role. Let me change the global reader role. Global reader role. Okay, so I have created it, it's giving the pop-up like creating a group with the Azure AD can be assigned, it cannot be changed later, so we cannot able to change it later. So just give yes, then this group will be created. So even after you created this group, you cannot manage this group membership by using the user administrator role. Again, you need a global administrator role only. So me let me show you that also. So the global reader role, you can see members, it's not having any members. If you go to the roles, it will be showing global reader roles here. Okay, sorry, roles on this here, assigned roles, it will be showing here. It will take some time to load. I don't know why this much slow today the portal. See, now here you can see global reader role. So now if I add any member, automatically that member will be having global reader role. So to give you the use case, if I switch to my normal user administrator role holding user, I'm I can able to see the group, I can able to see the people, but I cannot manage the group membership. I'll show you here. You can see here I can able to see the group. I cannot delete this group. I can able to see the members, but I cannot add the members or remove the members here. So since we are providing the privileged role on this group, this can be managed by global administrator only. So when if you are planning such kind of activity in your environment, you need a global administrator role. Okay, so now we have so now I switch back to the global administrator role page. So now let me add the user here. So what? Okay, let me create a new user account. So since this user is having a user role, user administrator role, let me create the account by using this user administrator role. I'm quickly going and create a new user, global reader. So this is for our identification I'm giving it, or otherwise you can provide any name. Let's say for Ramesh. Okay, Ramesh. That is fine. It will automatically let me. Okay, this is so fine. Let me copy this. Oh, rest all the things we don't need right now. So let me create this user account. So by using the user administrator role, I can able to create a user account. It got successfully created as well. Refresh here, it will be showing here. You can see the Ramesh role is created now. So now to add this Ramesh to this particular group, I unable to add the user by using the user administrator role. So for the reason, so I'm switching back to my global administrator role. Here I will be adding the Ramesh account here. Okay, so before I'm adding, just to give you the heads up, like if you go to the Ramesh account and go to the assigned role, he will not be having any role assigned, because by default he will not be getting any role until you specifically assign any AD role to the particular user. This is a default behavior. Okay, now let me add the user into this group. So I have added this. I have added this user into this group. Let's wait for this to reflect. Now this user is reflected. So if you go here and refresh this page, then you will be getting this option. See, now the global reader role is assigned to this Ramesh. So since he's having a global reader role, he can able to read everything across the tenant and across the Office or M365 suite. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you guys here about this security group. Hope it will helpful for you guys. If you have any doubt on this topic, please feel free to put it in the chat. I will clarify them as soon as possible. And if you're not yet subscribed our channel, please subscribe and share this channel to your friend who's over looking for the Office 365 or Microsoft 365 learning. Thank you guys once again.